everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. I hope that you guys have been enjoying this fun Halloween week. This is week 2 of Halloween treats, and I am almost at the end of this week. So I am grateful to have you on my channel, and I am glad that you are here with me today. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to be using the Alphabest Bundle, which is this awesome alphabet set, this really cool punch. And then I've also used Nature's Prints. I did an entire week of videos on Nature's Prints, so check those out as well. And we're going to use this really cool splatter out of this stamp set. We're using a piece of basic gray cardstock. I'm just going to move that punch out of the way for right now and move our treat holder. This is a Coffin Treat Holder that holds some mini Twizzlers. So cute. I love all the candies that they have at Halloween time, don't you? So let's go ahead and start with our scoring. We are going to score this first piece of cardstock. It is 8.5 inches by 2 3/4. So you can get 4 of these out of a sheet of 8.5 by 11. So we're going to go ahead and score this on the 8.5 inch side in 3 spots. We're going to score it at 4 inches, at 4 1/4 inches, and 4.5 inches. So 3 score marks, 4, 4 1/4, 4 1/2. That's it for this piece. And then we're going to have a piece that is 1 3/4 by 2 3/4. And again, it's going to be the long end across. And we're going to score it at 1/2 inch, at 1 3/4 inch, at 2 inches, and at 2 1/4 inches. And then this is going to be the holder for our candy. I'll try and show you the score marks there. I'm gonna get this guy out of the way, and then we are gonna burnish along the score marks. So this one has 3 score marks, this big long one, and this one has 4. All right, so we're gonna fold this on the middle score line, and we're gonna give it a burnish, okay? And then this one, this is going to be the bottom. It's going to be glued to the bottom of our base here. And then this piece here is going to come in, and then this is going to be glued to the back. So it's kind of going to be like this, only down like this, okay, with the score mark here. So we are going to now make our coffin shape out of this piece, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're going to get a ruler out, and we are going to be using that and a pencil to make a couple little marks on our piece. So we're going to start 3/4 in, 3/4 inch in from the left and the right on the top on this open edge. Okay. So we're going to take our ruler. I'm going to put it at 3/4 inch. Just going to open this. So 3/4 inch. I'm going to put it right there. There's my 0. And I'm going to put a mark right here at the top, 3/4 inch. And this side, we're going to put the 0 on the line. We're going to go 3/4 inch. Okay, so we have 2 marks, 3/4 inch in from the left and the right top open edge. Now we're going to go 1 inch down from the top on both left and the right side. So we're going to go down, okay? And we're going to go 1 inch. So we're going to put our ruler at the 0, and we're going to go 1 inch down. We're going to put a little mark. We're going to do the same thing here, only this time instead of at the 0, we're going to put it at the 1 inch mark, and we're going to mark at the 0. Make sure my pencil is working. So now I have the 1 inch. That's the 2 3/4 inch, and these are the 2 1 inch marks. Now we're going to do one more. We're going to, the folded edge now, remember we folded it in half, so we have a score mark on this side and a score mark on this side. So the middle score mark is what we're folding it on, and so that's the halfway. So we're going to go 1/2 inch from the left and the right on the bottom folded edge, okay? So we're going to go, I'm going to turn the bottom folded edge to the top so that you guys can see. And I'm going to go 1/2 inch. So I'm going to put the 1/2 inch mark on the end, and I'm going to mark a little mark there. And then I'm going to put the 0 on the end on this side and mark at the 1/2 inch at the bottom there. So there are my 2 1/2 inch marks in on the folded edge on the left and the right. We have the 3/4 on the open edge, left and the right, and then the 1 inch down from the left and the right. So those are our marks, okay? And now you can use a scissor or you can use your paper trimmer, whatever works well for you. Completely up to you. So if you want to use your trimmer, you would put, I'm going to grab my little one so that you guys can see it a little easier. So it's a guillotine. So I would put this tick mark here on the blade section where it's going to cut, and this on the blade. If you're using the slide trimmer, you're going to put those marks on the channel where it cuts, okay? So I'm going to make sure that it's right on the cut line, and that's my first mark. I'm going to do the same thing here. So this is this mark, and the one from the top, I'm going to make sure that it's right on that cut line. So there is the top of my, and now we're going to cut this. So this is going to be a big one. So we're going to go from this point to this mark that we made right here. So that's going to be on the cut line and that point. Okay. So that's that one. Now we're going to do the other side. So remember, from that to the point, and there is our coffin shape. So these are our extra cutoff pieces. See how cool that is? So now you're going to take your pencil marks and just get rid of them with a good pencil eraser. And then we're going to discard all of these pieces. But there's our little coffin shape. So it's not too hard, right, guys? I mean, just have to be careful what your marks, and you can rewind this video 100 times and do it over and over with me. So there's our little coffin shape. So this front panel is also going to be used, and then we want to put our Twizzlers inside. So let me show you. So I got these Twizzlers. They're little mini Twizzlers. Aren't they so cute? And the package is like so big. You don't even need this much packaging, right? So what I did was I pushed my Twizzlers as far to the top as I could, and then I wrapped this section, and I'm going to wrap it around when I stick it into my holder. But what I'm doing I'm just trying to figure out the size of my Twizzlers, okay? So they're about 1 inch. I need about 1 inch. So this piece, I need about 1 inch in the center so that it's even. So I'm just going to kind of line and eyeball this, and I'm just going to mark like that, about 1 inch. And I want to give it a little extra room so that it has a little more room. So see how I'm going to go ahead and trim this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it on that mark. I'm going to bring my scissors in here, and I'm going to come in just inside of that mark because I want to make sure that there's plenty, just outside of that mark, because I want to make sure that there's plenty of room. Okay, and once you've made those first cuts, you can move these out of the way, and then you're just going to use your scissor and you're going to cut down this line right here. And when you pull those back up, there's your opening, and let's see if our Twizzlers fit. They certainly do. Okay, so there's our opening for our Twizzlers. And then this is what you cut away. This little piece right here. So let's go ahead and do a little stamping. So let me grab a scrap piece. And I have my little, what do you call it? Or my little blending brush. I'm using basic gray ink. And the first thing that I am going to do is get this. Now I don't want it to be very dark, so I'm going to stamp off, and then I'm going to stamp onto my piece, and I'm going to stamp off, and I'm going to stamp onto my piece. Okay, stamp off, and onto my piece. Stamp off. I'm going to do this side and onto my piece. And then this last section, stamp off, onto my piece, stamp off. Did I stamp off? And onto my piece. All right, so this is this little section. So now let's do the front of our tombstone. Again, stamp off and onto our piece. Stamp off, and I rotate my stamp around because I don't want the spot in the same place. So off like this, off, off, and then I just have this small piece here and in this corner that I have missed, and there we go. That is our tombstone. So now we are going to go ahead and do a little sponging. So I need to clean my stamp first. Isn't this such a cool stamp set? I love this splatter out of that nature's print, and it is a gorgeous stamp set. So like I said, if you haven't checked out the videos on it, definitely do that. So I'm going to get that stamp out of the way. Now we're going to do a little ink blending. So I'm going to grab there, I'm going to kind of come off the edge, and then I'm going to make sure that I go around all my edges of my tombstone. Come down. Off. Just make that really cool. And then I'm just going to come in the center a little bit. Just want to get that a little darkened. See how cool that is? And I'm going to do the back just around the edges, okay? We're almost done. All right, I love doing a little bit of ink blending. I love the look that it gives. Oh, we have to stamp our words. I almost forgot. So our tombstone's ready, our inside piece is ready. So we'll use this little scrap paper here of basic gray. Again, this piece was 1 3/4 by 2 3/4. That was also a scrap that I had lying around. So I'm going to stamp first this stamp right here. And it is my little label. I'll show it to you on the scrap paper. See how cute that is? So we're going to stamp that. We're going to need, for our letters, we need 3 of them. So we just need 3. So we're going to kind of put 1 there, 1 there. I'm going to do 1 in the middle. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and clean that because I have all my stamps on the same block, which I like to do when I have alphabets. It just makes it easier. So we need 1 letter P. Let me bring it a little farther down where I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to try and get that even in there, but you know, the best we can do, that's all we can do. I don't really like that, so this one we'll try again. All right, that one's better. Let's clean the P. I'll stamp another one on the other side. I'll show you in a second. Let's go ahead and do the I. So let's get that one there. That looks good. So this one we're going to redo. Let's go ahead and clean that I. We're going to do an R, but what I'm going to do is go ahead and punch these out of the way, and then I will see how much room I have. So there's my I. Let me trim this, and I'll use the back side because no one's going to see. I'm going to hold on to this, and we'll do that P that I was happy with the second time, right? Sometimes you have to stamp a couple times. There's that one. And then I'm going to throw this away, and we'll use this small piece that's left. And we'll do the outline. And then I'll clean that, and then we'll do the R. Hopefully I get this one good. If not, I'll just grab another scrap of gray, but I think it'll be fine. So there's our R. This is such a cute stamp set. So we'll hold this. Well, it's not going to fit too good in there, but I'm going to I'm going to make it work. So what happens when things like this happen, I like to use my Take Your Pick tool, and I use the putty end, and I kind of hold on to it, and it becomes like my sticky holder, and it puts it right there where I want it. And then I can punch, and there's my R. See? Perfect. All right, so that's all the stamping that we're going to do. So let's go ahead and get that ink pad out of the way. This is turning out really great. All right, so I don't need this any longer, my scrap paper. So let's go ahead and glue this together. So this is going to go on the bottom. So we're going to open this. And remember we had the 2 score marks here at the bottom. So that is the base. And then this piece is going to go right there in the center on that base. So I'm going to put my silicone mat underneath just in case I get glue where I don't want it. And I'm going to put it on this piece right here. And we're going to just set that right along that score mark and bend it back along this score mark. And then we're just going to kind of press that in place like that. And that gets it right there in the center, nice and even. And you know that your coffin can close. Let's open this side and make sure that it will close on this side, and it will. So there is that piece. Now this back piece, okay, that's on that score mark right there. That is our next piece that's going to get the adhesive, okay? So what we want this to do is we want this to come across and this to be in the back. Does that make sense? So we want it to be kind of even. So we want to make sure that when we put this adhesive, see why I use a mat? Because I am so messy with glue. So we want this to come across. This is going to come up. This is going to meet it. We're going to stand it straight up first. And I'm going to hold my fingers underneath here. Okay, and hold that in place. And you can see I went a little overboard with my glue. I'm going to pull that down and kind of wipe that extra away. And there is that panel. Now, just like that. So we're going to put our Twizzlers inside that bottom section, okay? And we're going to close our little coffin. Now, to keep it closed, I used a Velcro dot. And so let me show you those. So they are these little Velcro closures. And you get a bunch of them, 56 circles. They're 3/8 of an inch. And so I just need one. So I'm just going to trim it right here off of here. All right, and I'm going to keep the 2 sides together. I put them together when I got them. They don't come together. They come as 4 separate panels, but I stuck them to each other to make using them a ton easier. And let me explain why. So you have like your fuzzy end right here, and then you have your the end with the little pointy pieces. The fuzzy end is going to go on the back, okay? So we're going to pull that clear piece off first, off of the fuzzy end, okay? And then we're going to stick this little dot down. It's just going to be centered right there near the top, just like that. I'm going to move these Twizzlers over, and I'm going to make them much prettier. There we go. Oh, that looks so much better. I like nice and neat. Okay, so we're going to press that down real good, and then we're going to pull this clear back off. Okay, and then I can throw those 2 clear backs away. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this, and I want the points to match. Remember, we cut them together, so they should match. And we're just going to push them down together. And we're going to push in that center piece there where we have that Velcro dot. And then we can pull, and then they'll section separated. See? So there is that, and then it will stick together. Now we're going to attach our RIP for rest in peace, and we're going to put those on the back of these little punched pieces. So let me grab some mini dimensionals. I think I'm going to put 2 on each. Gotta love mini dimensionals. They're so cute, right? Anything mini is like adorable. Okay, so let's get our take your pick tool. I'm gonna pull the backs off. I like to, I don't want them to stick to me, but I like to pull the backs off with my take your pick tool, because then I can throw them all away. See how they stay on here? I can throw them all in the trash, and they don't end up all over my floor. Okay, so we're gonna put the I first because it's gonna be in the middle. So let's put it like right there. And then that will help us line up our P and our R, 1 on either side. There we go. Oh, this is such a cute project. So there's that. And now I wanted to put some ribbon on there. So I've used the black and white gingham because I just think it's precious. And I wanted it kind of up here near the top. So I need to give myself enough to tie a bow. So let's see, maybe a little over 12 inches, but 12 inches should be good. Let me grab my big ruler. Hey, I pretty much eyeballed that at 12 inches. Pretty good, right? So about 12 inches. Hopefully that's enough, but I think it will be. If not, it'll be my mistake, and then you guys will learn from it, right? So let's get this out of the way, the silicone mat. We're gonna bring this in, and I wanna bring it kind of, make sure that it's straight. And we're gonna put it right here up above the words. So we're gonna tie this just like we tie our shoes. Gonna bring this one around and through. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. I love this ribbon. Okay. I think I crossed that ribbon up somehow. I don't know what I did. There we go. All right, I'm gonna pull it, and then I'm gonna yank on these ends. And I'm gonna slide my ribbon up higher. Good. And then when I'm happy with, you know, how it's tied, I'm gonna pull this one a little bit more. There we go. I don't want that quite so long because I want those letters to show. There we go. And then we're just gonna snip the ends with our ribbon scissors. And here. There we go. Maybe a little shorter. Oh, I love it. What do you guys think? So cute. Such a cute project. And very simple. So again, I use the Alphabest stamp set and the matching punch, which is part of the bundle, and the Nature's Prints for this really cool splatter, the black and white ribbon, and basic gray. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me make this coffin candy holder for the Twizzlers, and that you will come back to my channel so that you can see lots more treat projects. This is Halloween week 2. So if you missed week 1, you can go back and catch it. I do have it on a playlist. We have one more day tomorrow, and you are not going to want to miss it. We are doing a Witchy Poo Rice Krispie Treat mini square box. So definitely come back tomorrow, and I will see you then. If you have not given me a thumbs up, please do that. Subscribe to my channel and share this video. I am so grateful to have you, and if you've made it to the end, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping!